Damn, 12 minutes, huh? At night I can't sleep. We living in hell. First they give you the work and then they put you in jail. It is a beautiful morning though. Definitely beautiful morning. But my question is, what do you have to be mad at? Huh? What are you hateful towards? What do you want to destroy today? Because you know that's the American way. Who are you living your life for? It was a setup from the beginning. What was a setup, you ask? The demonic cycle of life. When you step outside, and every damn body's connected to the Epstein files. Everybody. That's why they not doing shit about the Epstein files, because everybody's in on it. I would say love thyself and love thy neighbor, but life is really just one big sacrifice. Here in the north, they meet up in the woods. Out in the west, they meet up in the desert. So where do they meet up in the south? Nobody knows. But at any rate, happy Tuesday, my friends. Stay wicked. Please stay wicked. But just understand this, the one true living God is definitely watching. He's watching the whole show. And the one true living God told me to rebuke the devil in the name of the Holy Spirit and protect the chosen ones with the blood of Jesus Christ. Because if he don't protect us, who will? They just want to sacrifice us. They want to draw blood so they can go do a ritual. Who is they? They know who they are. If they don't know nothing else, they know who they are. You know, a lot of folks believe that there's only one way. And I say, nah, man. The way is Jesus Christ, bro. The way is God. The way is the only way. So you keep being mad about them Epstein files, and you keep acting like you care about them children. You keep acting like you care, and we'll keep caring. I would love to talk, but I don't have an audience today. I'm talking to the graveyard. The graveyard. See, I'm retired. I'm happy. You know, it's not that I don't have a job, it's that I don't need a job. And even while you scrolling, just know that the camera is rolling. I'll be back, Jack. Should we do it? I think we should. Oh shit! I don't have a way to. Hey, Danny, did you enjoy your walk, buddy? So I don't know how the fuck this works. Ball striker, what's going on, man? Oh shoot, man. You still there, ball striker? Oh, what's going on, man? Oh, I am doing all right, man. I am doing all right. I just actually came in from doing some yard work, taking this damn dog out for a nice walk, and did a little light amount of praying. And I gotta pray. Made me some good mud, some good John Wayne, and just wanted to see what the live was gonna be like in the early AM. Not a whole lot happening though. Not a whole lot happening. You know what? It is extremely covered in fog today. Very, very foggy day outside. But the snow is 40% melted. The temperature, let's see what the temperature is today. It's fairly higher than normal. But let's just take a yeah, it's 36 degrees with a high of 48 or a high of 45. So hardly feels like wintertime. Um, yeah, I can tell you this, brother. Today is unremarkable. Today reminds me of every other day. How about that? You know, not bad for February. You got that right. Um, like I said, I just tapped into YouTube for this early AM just to see who was out there in the cyberspace world that was scrolling and tapped into YouTube, and it looks like everyone's at work today, except for a small group. You know what? I took the dog out and I did some running with him, right? I haven't ran like that in a while. Like I really, damn dog had me sprinting. Felt kind of good though, man. I got my Air Max Nikes on, so I was able to keep up with the dog, man. Them damn American Akitas, bro. Whew, very strong dogs. And he's fully grown, but he hasn't reached old age yet, so he's got plenty of energy, right? Plenty of energy. It's my daughter's dog. She loves him. Oh man, did I? They say when you run and you pump your heart, the reason that makes it healthy is because your walls of your veins and your arteries start to accumulate with different things from the food and the air and the stuff that we take into our bloodstream. And when you get it really pumping hard, it starts to break stuff off, and it could pass through your body and leave through your kidneys and your liver and you know all of that. So since the temperature's been up lately, I took the dog out yesterday and I ran a little bit, but I didn't run as fast as I did today. I went ahead and got into a full sprint. I'm like, damn, I'm 44 years old, man. Shit, I haven't went into a full sprint in a long time. So I feel good. I came back to the house and I went ahead and did some quick yard work while the snow was melted because the snow will be back. At least it's gonna make its last stand before spring. So um, I cleared up a little bit of debris. I'm the kind of individual I do a little bit at a time. So everything gets done in a timely manner, right? And made it back to the house, made me a fresh cup of John Wayne. I like my coffee just straight black. Coffee and water. That's it. Oh yeah, man. I'm 5'9" and I barely weigh 170 pounds. My weight's been at that same weight for about 20 to 30 years, right? Oh, shy weed is in the house. See, I like that, man. It's always a couple people that I know, man. I really wish that I could meet some of you guys, man. I gotta say, man, despite the trolling that goes on YouTube, I've came across some people during these live sessions that I would not mind meeting in person, right? Because I know a lot of you guys are some good dudes that are. Because I know me, right? I'm a good dude, man, and so I know that other people out there similar to myself that are just minding their own business and living their own life in their own lane. And you know, here in the state of Michigan, for me, I don't have a lot of friends, but I did used to, man. And the more you talk to me, the more you'd be able to see. I used to have a whole bunch of friends, but I had to shrink my circle down because you just realize that as you get older, man, and any older individual will say this, man. Hey, as you get older, man, your circle just shrinks naturally because people just get caught up in what they got going on, and people start to realize how shitty everything is. And with all those things, it's just like you reach an age to where you really appreciate being by yourself. You really appreciate peace and quiet, and not having to take nobody's shit. Sleep becomes like gold, right? Sleep becomes more valuable than gold, and you know, um, things like that is what makes me happy. I've never been, a difficult person to please, man. But another thing about me is this: I've always found ways to please myself to where I didn't have to look outside of me to be happy with just whatever's around me, man. Never needed a lot, but if a lot came towards me, that was fine too, you know. As long as I am healthy, you know, um, a lot of people stress out because they ain't got no money, or they ain't got this, or they ain't got that. And I understand all that, but you know, I guess like sometimes, when you don't have what you want, you gotta really appreciate having what you need, right? And I look around my life and I say, bro, I got everything I need, you know. Things ain't never been perfect, but there you go. There you go, man. When I was a kid, my mom had a friend named Hank, right? And the only people I've ever seen at Hank's house was his son, right? And he had a dog named Casey. Uh, Hank had a German Shepherd canine that was really, really. I want to say he was vicious. Oh, what's going on, bro? I want to say Casey was vicious because he barked at each and every person, right? But we would go over to Hank's house and he'd be sitting by himself with one single light on, the TV on. He would have a pint of XO and a glass of water, and he'd just be sitting there, right? And he would be so happy to see us, right? I think he was happy because he knew he was getting old, and he reached a point to where he lived to be 76. I want to say, right? He was retired from the railroad. He worked on the railroad his entire life, and really good guy, Mexican guy, right? And one day, um, he let the dog in the house, and we used to always be scared of Casey, right? We were scared to death of that damn dog. One day, he just let him in the house. I guess he wanted to see how the dog was going to react. Man, this damn dog ran up to every single one of us and just stared us in the face, sniffed us, and then took off to the kitchen to go eat his food, right? So I was scared to death at first, But then when he didn't do nothing to me, it kind of gave me confidence. And I had to be about 10 years old at the time, right? Right. So from that day forward, you subscribed 5 times. You can only subscribe one time, but I appreciate it. Um, so one day I gathered up the courage, right? Yeah, Casey was a really nice dog, man. And I mustered up the courage, right? And it was crazy because I went over to Hank's house without my mom. Cause I was cool with Hank. So I would when I was just out running wild and shit, I would go to Hank's house if I needed to use the bathroom or I wanted something cold to drink. Hank would let me right in, right? So one day I went over there without my mom and I was like, I just wanted to make a connection with the dog. So my dumb ass went over to his house and he had a fenced in front yard. So the only way to get into the yard was you had to go through the front door of the house because there was no side gate, right? He built it specifically for the dog. There was no grass in the yard. It was just that was Casey's domain. So I opened the door and I went out there and he was in the doghouse. He had a doghouse under the covered porch. And I looked in the doghouse and I seen Casey in there laying down. He kind of looked up at me, but he didn't move. So now I got more confidence, right? So, bro, you know what? I was a daredevil back in the day. I climbed in the doghouse with the dog, right? And I sat there next to Casey and he brought his head up and he just looked at me like, "What in the hell are you doing in my doghouse?" But I didn't move. I stood my ground. And this dog was the same size as me at the time, right? So then he got up on all fours and he just stood there, man. And I still sat there. I was scared as hell at this point. I'm like, man, please, God, don't let this dog attack me, man. Casey never did nothing, man. And so from that day forward, man, that was my best friend. I used to go out into the front yard. I would pet him. I would throw the ball to him and shit. And that was the only dog in my entire life I felt like I actually made a connection with. And I swear, anybody who knew Casey would have told you, man, that dog is dangerous. And he was, right? Casey was definitely dangerous. I would say Casey weighed close to 100 pounds. He was a big ass German Shepherd, man. Fully grown. He ate good. And Hank fed him gravy train, wet food. So he had some weight on him. He would have easily killed me if he would have attacked me. He would have easily killed me, right? But he never did. So I miss that dog though, man. Yeah, I've been around pit bulls. You know what? Speaking of pit bulls, man, I had another story, right? I don't know if any of you guys were in one of my lives one night when I was talking about a guy that left the plasma center and he fainted, right? And it was embarrassing because he fainted on an intersection going across the crosswalk because he had just donated plasma, right? But anyways, one day I was with that same dude, right? And I went over to one of my boys' house because we were on that side of town, and I wanted to introduce my boy to this a friend of mine, and he had a pit bull named Money Hall, but everybody called him Money, right? A Rhodesian Ridgeback. I'm gonna have to look that up, Shyweed. I don't know what kind of dog that is, but I'll know after today. Let me screenshot that so I don't forget. Man, so we get over to my homeboy's house, and first thing my homeboy does is ask me who is the dude I'm with, and I told him, oh, it's just somebody that lives at the same place where I live. But I could tell my homie didn't like him instantly. I was like, damn, I shouldn't have brought this dude over here. So we go in the house and we sit down, and his pit bull is in the cage because he kept his dog in the cage at these apartments, right? So, man, my homie deliberately lets the dog out of the cage, right? And I had been around this dog since he was a baby, so money was cool with me. What's going on, music fan? Um, Money was cool with me, right? So as soon as he let him out the cage, Money just ran up to me. You know, he wanted to be petted and all that. But after he was done with me, I swear to God, this is what he did. This fool went over to my homie and got in between his legs and put his two legs up on the couch and just stared my homie down in his, I mean, he put his nose damn near to my homie's nose and just stared at him. We all thought for sure he was about to attack him. And I'm like, man, please don't attack this fool, man. And my friend started getting scared. He started panicking, man. And my homie was just laughing. He thought it was funny, but I was like, bro, if this dog attacks this motherfucker, he's gonna end up killing him. Because at the time, Money was big, right? And I met Money when he was a baby. I used to hold him in my hand, and he used to bite my hands and shit all the time, right? And so, you know, the reason that I had seen him again when he was a big dog was I had ended up going to jail, spending some time. I had to do a few years, and then I had got out. So the next time I seen him, the dog was big, and and man, my friend never went back over there again because of that shit. He felt like he got bullied by a fucking bulldog, by a pit bull, and I was kind of like telling him, "Hey, man, my bad, but we were on this side of town, so I just wanted you to meet one of my homies." And he was like, "Man, your homie is that dude's crazy, man. That dog could have attacked me." And I was like, "Yeah, he could have, man. Maybe." So he didn't want to go back over there no more. And I was like, "I don't blame you, bro. If I got stared down by a pit bull, I wouldn't want to go back over there neither." And yeah, that shit was crazy, man. But I've been bit. I've been bit in my face by a dog. I've been bit in my hip by a dog. But I ain't never been attacked though. Like not no serious attack. What's going on, Jay Biggs? Man. But yeah. Long story short is I really I like dog. I like animals, man. I like all animals, bro. Animals are definitely a gift to people. You know, our dog is he laid out in the living room right now, but you've been busy moving, huh? Okay. Yeah, I might have to be moving soon myself, man. Um, Seems like all my situations are always shitty, bro. And I swear I'm the kind of person I just don't give a damn how shitty stuff gets. I just can't find it in my heart to care. It's like it's like shit is always messed up. Yeah, I I might have to move soon too, man. I might have to make a damn what do you call that? I might have to make a I may have to follow my heart one last time. I don't know where it's gonna lead me, but uh uh yeah, I can't even explain it, bro. I love cats too, man. I like cat. I just don't like when the cats piss all over the house, bro. That's the only thing about a cat is cats are fucking cool, but I can't stand the smell of they piss. Well, you ain't gonna be able to establish dominance over a pit bull if he's fully grown. You're gonna have to meet him while he's a baby. And then when you meet him when he's a baby, he'll be cool. Cause Money, I met him when he was a baby. I knew his dad, I knew his mom, and Money knew I knew his mom and dad. And I used to be over at my homie's house every damn day. I'm talking about every single day. I used to wake up. Yeah, last time I moved Jay Biggs, it costed me. $2,700 just to move. And luckily I had the money, man. I had five grand at the time when I moved to this house a few years ago. Um, Cost me 2,700, man. That was the total out the door cost, man, just to move 8 miles down the road, right? And I stayed in that house for 4 years, right? And stayed in that house for 4 years. And hold on, yeah, I stayed in that house for 4 years, and then everything went to shit, like always. Nah, text, hey, no doubt, man. Hey, if you got a loyal animal and the key to a loyal animal is just taking care of them, right? That's really all you got to do. Be his friend, be nice to him, and take care of him. Feed him good, show him love, give him all the shit that dogs like take him for walks, give him good food, pet him, play with him, and that'll be your friend for life, bro. You know what? That house where I was just telling Jay Biggs that I moved to that costed me 2,700. My neighbor 2 doors down from me had a cane corso. And sometimes when I first moved over there, they used to let the cane corso out without a collar. I used to be scared to go outside when I seen him, man. But then one day I was outside and they let him out and he started to run up on me, right? But this cane corso he was an old man, so I guess he was trying to live his glory days when he seen me. But I guess after 4 years, he realized that I was a part of the neighborhood, so he just left me alone. But I tell you, this dog had to be at least 120 pounds. This is a big ass cane corso, man. This motherfucker was huge. He's still over there too, man. He still lives over there. He had a dog named Schwinn, huh? Hell yeah. When I was growing up, we had one dog. We had a dog named Bo. Bo, we called him Bo Jangles. We called him Bo Diggity. We called him Bo Dog. And we just called him Bo, right? And it's funny because Barack Obama's dog name is Bo, but he was a German short-haired pointer, a bird dog, right? And he we got him from a friend of mine when we were kids. My friend was moving out, um, and he couldn't take the dog with him, so he gave him to us. But right after we got the dog got ran over, and his leg got all messed up. Yeah, man, dogs are cool, man. Dogs are definitely cool. And they're family, bro. I don't care what nobody. Cats too, though. You know, cats are family too, man. But we grew up in a house where we've always had animals. My sister had her own cat. My mom had her own cat. At one point, I think we lived in a house with 3 cats and 1 dog. You know, my mom, she loved animals, so I grew up being around. Everybody had animals. Go over to my friend's house. He had a Doberman. I mean, not a Doberman. He had a not a Doberman. What was the name of them damn dogs? I can't remember the name of that dog, man. It was a not a Doberman, but the other one. They're the same color, but it's not a Doberman. It's the other one. I can't think of the name, man. It's a what's those big dogs' name, man? With the they always cut the tail off when it's a baby. Uh, um, Not a German Shepherd. A yeah, Rottweiler. That's what it's called. He had a Rottweiler, a female Rottweiler named Coco, and Coco was mean, man. I'm talking about if you try to pet her, she'll let you get close to her, but if you put your hands on her, she starts growling. When dogs growl, it's just like, all right, I'm done. Because if this dog bites me, it's gonna hurt like hell. This dog right here bit me before. He bit me on my hand one day. I gave him a ride in my truck, and when we got back to the house, I went to take him out the truck, and he got mad. So I grabbed his collar, and right when I grabbed his collar, he just nipped my damn hand. He drew blood and everything. So I was mad about that, but I didn't hold it against him, no, man. I ain't hold it against him. I was walking the dog the other night, man, and somebody in the truck tried to run me over, man. He didn't try to run me over, man, but he like went way out of his way to drive to the other side of the road into oncoming traffic. And I'm just like, damn, is this dude about to run me and the dog over or what? And he passed me real close. And I was on the opposite side of the road of oncoming traffic. So in other words, I'm walking on the side of the street where the cars would be coming from behind me, and this dude came all the way to my side of the street. That's the kind of shit I got to deal with, though, man. That's the kind of shit that I got to deal with. And all I was trying to do is take the damn dog for a walk, you know. And over on the street that I live on, there's no street. There's one street light on the entire block, and so everything else is dark. So I couldn't even see who was driving. I just could tell it was a F-150, right? And so me and the dog, we out walking, because American Nikitas are like they're like German shepherds, man. They need exercise or they'll waste away and get skinny. So I be taking him out so he can work his muscles and shit. And that's why we ran yesterday and today, because I be trying to make sure he gets his exercise. And yeah, we out there walking, man, and this dude in the truck act like he was gonna run us down. And I'm like, it ain't gonna stop me from going out, but it's just like the shit I gotta deal with, man. Shit I gotta deal with. And I know I'm assuming getting ran over or hit by a truck doesn't feel very good. So thank God he didn't hit me, man. Hold on. But check it out, man. That cat. I think Ball Striker seen the cat before. Ball Striker, that cat no longer lives here. He's up the road. He stays with my daughter's mother's oldest daughter now. So he still comes around, but he doesn't live in this house no more. The cat is gone. Garfield is out of here, which is kind of sad because I like cats too. But one thing about the cat is he like to piss all over everything. So we don't miss that. Because cat piss stinks very bad, and it's just like one thing I don't like about cat pee is no matter how much time passes, the pee still stinks. I don't know what the hell is in their pee, but man, oh my god, you know. But yeah, he's gone though now. So maybe one day we'll go say what up to him. But right now we're just one dog deep. I don't even know what a Belgian mu, mu, I can't even pronounce that. Malinois. Yeah, Belgian Malinois are some amazing athletes as a breed. Well, this this Akita, he's a he's a bear dog, man. They live in the mountains and shit. They 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 can get pretty damn big. They're not as big as German shepherds, but they're no, I guess some of them are bigger, but they're shorter and they're heavier. But this little guy here, he's a house dog, so he lives in a whole neighborhood, so he ain't never seen a damn bear in his life. But he's a good breed though. The people that they got him from breed his kind of breed, right? They breed the dogs. So he's got a lot of cousins and uncles and aunties around the city, and his mom and dad are still in Detroit, so they're still breeding dogs and shit. They used to live across the street from me and shit when I lived in Detroit, and they had a dog that looked like him, and I was told that that dog I used to see is his relative, so I know his people. He's the dog, but I know his people. His bloodline is easily traced back. But he's a purebred though. He's a pure Akita. He's not mixed with nothing else. And he's got all the matching colors and all the matching the matching color combinations that these dogs have. So his ass was just right here, but he moved into the living room. I'm telling you, I had his little ass running earlier, so he tired now. But it's shaping up to be a nice day outside. The sun finally came out, man. When we was out there, it was foggy as hell. You couldn't even see nothing, and the temperature's still climbing. So you know, it's gonna be a nice day. I'm about to let him back out in about an hour. You know, it just sucks because everything's muddy since it's been sitting under the snow for the last couple weeks. The snow wants to melt, but now there's mud and shit everywhere. Shiva says, "Good morning. I just uploaded my first video if you want to see how I live here in Greece." Okay, what's your YouTube name, Shiva? How do I find your channel? I'll go look at it. I would love to go see what Greece is like, man. You know, I don't know about other people, but when you live in America, the way I live in America, you kind of get tired of America and Americans. You get kind of tired of them, right? You realize just how evil this place is. Very, very, very evil. you know, I don't think they're evil to each other, though. I think they're just evil to me. Jesus is Lord, man. Look what I've got for you, sir. I've got the Holy Bible sitting right here. And he also says, I've tried the Quran and I have to say, hands down, without question, best toilet paper I ever used. Well, that's not nice, man. That is not nice at all. I also carry travel and leisure magazines. So maybe one day I'll get to travel somewhere. My mother likes everyone. Yeah, most mothers do. It's funny because my daughter's mother doesn't like me. She doesn't like me at all. I thought it was funny. Well, I don't me personally, I try to be as least disrespectful as possible. You know what I mean? Like I really go out of my way to not be disrespectful, man. It's just it takes too much energy to be disrespectful, but you know what? I made a video about respect yesterday and it's doing all right, man. But I'm gonna tell you right now, hey man, I don't go out of my way to disrespect anybody, man. So, it's just maybe it's me. I feel like it's not important to my life to disrespect anybody. But if you disrespect me, then I will disrespect you back. I have no issues disrespecting people back, but I don't like doing it, right? I'm one of those people like, hey man, I don't want to, but I will. Zawa Zawa says it's hard right now and that I am so cute. Well, thank you, Zawa. I appreciate it. It is very hard right now. Hey, man, take it from me. I'm unemployed, no job, no money, no vehicle, no nothing, and I'm as happy as can be. I don't want that fucking headache. At some point, I'm gonna have to take on another headache, but you know, hey, maybe it's better that I don't have what I want. I wish I could have woke up like everyone else and went to work today, but hey, you know what? Right now, that's not my reality, so I'm not even worried about it. Text says that my stepmom doesn't like me, bro. She's always telling me, yeah, yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it, man. I got I you know what? Like I said, I might have to be moving soon, right? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I would like to move regardless, but my affairs are not in order. So really, I'm kind of like all my flights are grounded as of right now. I'm kind of stuck in one place by design, though. Like it didn't have to be that way, but they want it that way, so it's that way. And I ain't even upset about it. I'm like, whatever, man. Whatever, bro. One thing about me is I'm not finna sit up here and fight smoke. You ever heard that saying? Don't be finding yourself fighting with smoke. You know, fighting with smoke is the worst because you'll never defeat smoke. It's there, but it's not there. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday I drank so much coffee it made me tired, and I went to sleep early. Right? I ain't been to sleep early in weeks. You know, I swear I love sleeping, man. Sleeping is the best. When you get tired and you fall asleep, I think the only thing better than sleeping is waking up. That's it. The only thing better than falling asleep is when you wake up. Rested though. You got to wake up rested, man. How many people go to sleep and actually wake up rested? You know what I'm saying? Very important. Well, today I woke up rested, man. I feel rested. That's why I took the dog on a run. And it's still fairly cold outside, so I got on jeans, a sweater, and a coat with a beanie, and I'm still out there sprinting like I got on gym shorts and a tank top. But and then on my way back, I actually passed one of the neighborhood community members walking their dogs. So, that's one thing I like about this neighborhood is there's a whole group of people that walk their dogs each day. So if you're outside enough, you'll get to meet them all. You'll get to know the dogs and shit. And they don't even bark at me no more. When I first moved over here, the dogs used to bark at me, but they don't bark at me no more. So I guess the animals accepted me, even if the people don't, right? The people, something about people, man. They're just something about people, man. Can't put my finger on it. Something about the people. You know what? I'm glad that animals are unable to sell their souls to the devil. That makes me happy. That's why I think I like animals. Animals are unable to sell themselves to anything or anybody. But what they will do, yeah, I know. Everybody's trapped working, and here I am upset that I'm not a slave anymore. That's how bad the world is. You get enslaved so long that now you're upset you're not a slave anymore. Right? They said, they said, no money for you, but people don't understand. Hey, man, when people feel like that and people try to control your destiny in your life, it's like you're not really controlling anything. What you're really doing is you're setting people free from the matrix, right? It's like I guess they rely on the fact that in the matrix you need money to thrive and survive. So they feel like if they disconnect you from the matrix, you're going to be so distraught because you're going to end up not having all these things that people have. All these fucking things, right? And you know what? I've taken so many losses over my lifespan that like I don't even feel connected to the matrix at all. Like I feel like even when I'm working, I'm still an outsider. Even when I'm getting paid and paying my bills and putting gas in my car, I'm still an outsider. Like all this shit is temporary. I don't give a damn about any of this shit, man. Like I don't. I really don't care, man. I enjoy walking, right? The only thing that I wish I could do is I wish that, if I need to travel 10 miles and I don't have a vehicle, I wish that my legs could carry me the speed of a vehicle so I could still get to where I'm going and I wouldn't have to have the burden of a car or the burden of having to be to work at 6 a.m. you know Working in the fabrication welding field, I've always been to work at 6:30 a.m., 5 o'clock a.m. And I don't miss that at all. But I somehow these people feel like taking that away from me was supposed to make me feel bad, and I'm like, nah, man, I actually feel free, bro. Like I feel free, man. Like I want to go back to work. As crazy and stupid as that sounds, I want to return to a job, but like as of right now, I don't know. Everything's slow here, is what it is appearing to be like. So like I'm not worried about a job, and the last job that I had, I did real good, and it still turned out to be some bullshit. So it's always some bullshit with us chosen ones, right? It's always some bullshit. You never last long anywhere. They always fuck you over and then blame it on you and try to make you feel like you're some kind of problem and all this dumb shit. But maybe that's why I always felt disconnected. Even when I was in the position, I really knew I wasn't in the position. Like I knew it was temporary, right? When I got around those clowns, I knew from the first day that this shit right here is going to be temporary. I am not, it doesn't matter how good or bad I do, this shit is still temporary, because that's how the devil likes to keep shit temporary, right? Try to give you enough to make you want it and then take it away. It's all temporary, bro. MD, how you doing, bro? What's really going on, man? You know, if I had my way, I would buy a boat and you would never see me again. I'd be out. You would see me if you could get out on the water. I have a really huge connection with water. So, oh, you in Hawaii mode, man. Oh, you like the shirt, huh? Nah, this is just believe it or not, I've had this sweater for years, man. I've had this sweater for about 8 years, bro. This is a old ass sweater, but it still looks good. You should have seen the other one I had. I had two of these, but I had to get rid of one because I accidentally spilled bleach on it. Yeah, everything's temporary, man. Don't get too caught up in life. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you get too caught up but you know what? This doesn't even go for everybody because only some people understand what I'm saying when I say don't get too caught up with life, man. Because when you do, it's all gonna be over. You get too caught up with life and then it's over with. So just remember, man, hey, bro, the headaches, the tiredness, the having to be up early, working long hours, that's the slave cycle, man. And it's all going to be over. And honestly, working within the slave cycle ends your life even faster, right? You ever heard the saying, don't work yourself to death? Yeah, that's true, man. There's a lot of people drop dead at work. But you know what's even crazier? A lot of people drop dead when they get off work. They work their ass off. I'm talking about work their ass off. Go home and pass away. It's the craziest thing. Truckers. You know how many guys have passed away inside of their big rigs at the truck stop, and the corner had to come and pull a body out of a cab? I hear about that shit all the time. These guys work themselves to death. And for what? For what? Because you need money? So you can have stuff in the Matrix? And these devils been taking shit from me my whole life. I'm just not connected anymore. I don't care. It's all temporary, bro. Everything is temporary for me. Like when I'm dead, and as much as I hate to say it, because I know life is good for a lot of folks. It is. Life is good. You know, if you have a lot of money, I can just imagine when you wake up in the daytime when the sun is up and you got all this money, that really makes you feel good. But what about the people who don't have that? They don't even get to experience those feelings, right? You know, those are the people who just decide that, hey, man, life is temporary, man. And I'm pretty sure some people with a lot of money also feel the same way. Like, yeah, I have a lot of money. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to show up to no job. I can travel. I can go anywhere in the world that I want to go. But it shit is still temporary, man. It just is. It just is, man. And honestly, let me tell you another blessing, the silver lining in the bullshit of my life. Right before I got laid off for no damn reason at all, I had sustained a really bad back injury, man. Like it was bad. I should have took some time off. I really should have. But you know what I did? And I've done this so many times, man. I remember I hurt my shoulder. I worked through it. I went to work for 3 months using one arm because I hurt my shoulder so bad I couldn't even move my shoulder. I couldn't lift my arm. I couldn't do shit, right? Same with my back, bro. I could barely walk. But my mind was like, "Oh my god, I need money. I need to stay in the matrix at all costs." So I'm showing up to work, useless as hell, can barely even lift a tire, can't bend down to tie my shoe. But here I am at work. People are looking at me like, "Bro, you need to take some time off." And I'm like, "I can't. I can't. I'm only one paycheck away from catastrophic failure." And you know what happened? I ended up reaching catastrophic failure anyway. So, like, that's just my standpoint, man. Maybe other people, they don't have the kind of issues that I speak of. They don't have to worry about the shit I have to worry about. But life as a target, it's not so bad when you just accept everything is temporary. It ain't so bad, right? The attacks, the gang stalking, the surveillance, the hatefulness from these people, like it ain't that bad anymore when you just realize that it's all temporary, you know. Even with these people, it's temporary. Like they're not even going. They act like they're gonna be doing this shit forever, man. Hey, Chris, I got Indeed flooded right now. My resume is all over Indeed. They won't give me a job, bro. I'm ready to work, capable of working, very skilled with what I do, but they won't call me back. So fuck them. I'm over that whole work shit. I don't care. They don't want to call me back. They feel like I don't know what they feel like, but they got the drop on me and I got the drop on them. So I don't miss getting off work being dirty and tired and black fingernails, barely even able to take a shower. And all I want to do is just stop at the liquor store and get me something to drink and just drink till I pass out because I fucking hate my life. Like I'm not that's a cycle that I could do without, right? I don't I am happy to announce that I don't hate my life anymore, you know, because I realized that why should I hate my life when this shit is just temporary anyway? Like I don't hate my life. I actually enjoy the little bit that I have. Like I don't need a lot. 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 200 years ago, You didn't even need no money. You could just go find you a piece of land somewhere, and if you were good with your hands, you could build some shit. You didn't even need hammers and nails. All you needed was you could make a, a log cabin out of mud, straw, and motherfucking you can make rope right there in the woods. Like you didn't need no money. Now you need money. And you don't just need money here, you need a lot of money. You need have you looked at the price of new vehicles lately, man? For a Jeep Wrangler, them damn things cost, man, a Jeep Wrangler cost damn near $70,000. And people are still buying. Like, what in the fuck is going on? A Jeep Wrangler costs 70 racks? No, excuse me, not a Wrangler, a Grand Cherokee. Yeah, Hondas look like BMWs nowadays. And you know why they look like BMWs? Because they're going to ship them to America and sell them for $85,000. But yeah, even if I work low, I'm not hurt. You know what? I've been a failure, homie. I've been successful at all. I've been up, I've been down, and I've been all around. My shit don't matter to me no more. Get to a point after getting fucked around so many times that all this shit, don't even worry about it. Even if you lose everything. You know how many times I've lost everything? Shit, I've lost everything about a good 5 or 6 times. Like, oh shit, I did, huh? Yeah, my bad. You know how many times I lost everything, bro? Shit, I'm glad I lost so many times, man. It's the reason why I feel like everything is temporary, you know? I could have been had a home. I could have been had the nice car. I had a few nice cars, man. Shit, I've had it all. I've had everything. I don't care about shit anymore, man. I'll get rid of everything. That don't mean I want to be homeless though. Shit, no, man. It's cold up here, man. My thoughts on a cocoa farmer in Africa that's never tasted chocolate. Man, I don't you know what? I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I have anything in common with an African farmer, but maybe I do. Um, I've the only thing I can think to say to that is I've helped a lot of companies profit off of my labor, and and then they threw me away like garbage. So, you know, I would say that what we have in common is I've helped build wealth but never had any of my own. So that's probably the common grounds that we share, you know. But I think a lot of folks can, agree with me on that. You know, you help these companies build wealth, but you don't have any of your own. That's the harsh reality of life, in my opinion, you know. Or here's another good one. You work at a job, right? Everybody works, right? You work at a job and your work ethics and your capabilities are just about as good as your supervisor, but you'll never be a supervisor yourself because the gatekeepers won't let you that far. So, it's all temporary, homie. It is all temporary, man. If you can own that, you won't give a damn about none of this. You won't care about none of this stuff, bro. You won't care, right? Once you understand that all this stuff is temporary, man, put your faith in God. Make sure that you keep a light heart and understand that if you eat healthy and you exercise and you keep a healthy heart and you know, make sure that drink plenty of water, you're still going to pass away. It's all temporary. And that's it. Once you can relate to that, you don't have really much to worry about. It's all temporary, especially when you understand how harsh the reality of America is. And not just America, anywhere, man. Like some people were just born to lose. But do you really lose? The only time you lose is if you feel like you're trying to win. And if you want to win, that means that you have to compete because you can't just be in a race by yourself and win, right? The only way to win is to compete. So if you want to win, you want to compete. And if you want to compete, you can't get mad if you lose because you wanted to win. So, moral of the story, don't compete, don't worry about winning because it's all temporary and man is very, very evil. Simple as that. And that's the mindset that I got to have. Me. That's the mindset that I must keep at all times that You know, I don't need to win because all this shit is temporary. So what exactly am I winning? A nice car, a nice house, some jewelry, a nice neighborhood to live in. All this shit is temporary. People that have those things, believe me, they've compromised themselves heavily to have those things. And that ain't no shade or no hate on anybody who's doing well in life. That is no shade, right? That is not me talking out of jealousy because I don't have it. You know what I'm saying? That is not that at all. That is just simply saying when you are put in positions in life that you know you cannot overcome because you are not being allowed to overcome, you just stop trying to win. Stop trying to compete in the matrix, right? Because then you won't worry about losses, right? I'll never have that nice home. I'll never have that new car. And I don't want it. If I can't have it, then I don't want it, right? Simple as that. I'm not going to allow people to hold me back and then be sad that I'm being held back because that's what they want. That's why they holding you back, right? If a motherfucker is putting their shoe on your neck, they want you to feel they want you to feel like their boot is on your neck. So you got two choices. You can either be upset that you got people that like to put boots on people's necks, or you could just simply not care, right? Let me tell you something. If you don't care, it will affect the person with the boot on your neck more than it'll affect you, right? They'll look at all their possessions and they'll realize that they ain't shit no matter what they got, right? So, it's a mind game out here. It's just a fucking mind game, bro. And a lot of these dudes, they only do it because they're so heavily compromised. And once you realize that motherfuckers is compromised, and then you start looking at what they got and you're like, wait a minute, if you're this compromised and you got all these things, how did you really get all this shit? What did you have to do? What position did you put yourself in that makes me different than you? Because if I want what you got, does that mean I have to heavily compromise my? Yes, that's exactly what it means, right? So, the Matrix is an illusion, bro. It's all an illusion, man. It's just, yeah, we all want the nice things in life. I mean, everybody wants them. Who don't want to drive a Corvette or a brand new truck or live in a nice neighborhood? But then you realize that that nice neighborhood is full of compromised individuals. And the only way that you would ever be able to get to that same community is if you were compromised like them. It's all temporary, man. Like, forget about it. It ain't even that serious. If you don't already, like myself in my 40s, if I'm not already established, it's probably not going to happen for me. And that is fine with me, man. It is okay. Because one thing about it is, I understand why I don't have what I want and I'm not in the position that I deserve to be in. It's because I'm not compromised. And that's it, right? The only way that you're going to really get a lot out of life is you have to compromise your integrity with the gatekeepers. That's it. That's all. End of story. So, what you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? And why do you want all this shit anyway? Why? Why do you want it? So you can look good for your fucking neighbor, so you can look good for everyone around you. Everybody's competing with each other. Nah, man. That's something that I had been caught up in. Like, I really was. I was feeling like I wanted all these things. But then, you have them, but then you realize that you compromised so much of who you are at the core just to compete with other compromised individuals. And everybody knows the same shit, right? Motherfuckers know that they're compromised. And they know that if anybody out there is like them, who got all these things, they're compromised as well. So it's like it's not even fun, right? How could you take pride in what you got when you know the only person you could floss it to is another compromised individual that did the same exact compromising? I'm cool on that, man. So if I die broke and lonely, I'll be cool with that, man. I'm good. I'm good, man. Man, I don't even need this cell phone. Like, I don't need nothing, man. I don't need shit. I think some of the most humblest motherfuckers on earth are these homeless people who ain't got shit because they ain't got no responsibilities. They ain't got no worries. And you know what we do as people? We talk shit about them. We act like we're so much better because we take our ass and slave at work every day. And we got this car note of this $85,000 car that will never pay off in this lifetime. All we gonna do is keep trading it in for another note. It's like all this shit is compromised, bro. It is, and I don't care what nobody say. I can go anywhere. I can do whatever I want. I'm not chained to any situations right now in my life, and to me, that means more to me than $1 million, bro. I am not chained to any situations. You know, I can go anywhere and just enjoy what's there. You know, just being completely free of responsibility. You know, it a lot of people won't understand it because they're caught up in the matrix, right? They're caught up in the matrix, and the other people, they're all compromised. So It's just like, hey, man, people are happy being compromised. They try to use being compromised against people like me. They try to make you feel like you're inadequate and you're lacking because you didn't compromise yourself for all these motherfucking things, right? All these things, these worldly possessions, bro, you know, that you're already getting robbed for anyway. Your house is too expensive, your car's too expensive, the nice food that you eat is still killing you. We all breathe the same air and our water source is all the same. It don't matter how much money you got. But once again, I will still add that yes, it would be nice to have all these things, but since I don't got them, I don't want them. That's how I am. If I don't got them and I'm not going to be allowed to have access to them, then I don't want none of this shit, man. I don't want nothing. You know, I don't want nothing because that's what they want you to feel. Oh, we're gonna not give it to you so you could want it, and you could be sad that you don't have it. But like that's not my character. I'm not sad that I don't have anything. I'm not sad about shit, right? And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's what eats the enemy up the most. Is damn, this motherfucker's not even sad that we're doing this to him. He's not even upset. The shit's not affecting him the way we wanted it to. Fuck. And then they start looking at all their little bullshit ass possessions like they ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing. So that's my mindset, man. And that's the mindset that I gotta have because like you ain't gonna sit there and try to play on my top, trying to make me feel bad about some shit you got that I don't got. And I don't even want what you got. I could care less what you got, bro. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not trying to compete or compromise myself for anybody ever again, right? I've learned the harshest lessons in the world, and I'm glad that I learned those lessons because they let me know that reality is so motherfucking temporary that you don't want to attach yourself to nothing. You just don't. You want to attach yourself to something? Attach yourself to the idea that God is real and he going to take care of you whenever you leave out of this journey and this lesson called life and you get to, make a safe passing into the next dimension or whatever the fuck is on the other side of life, you know. That's it and a part of for me I can't speak for nobody else, but that's why I keep this Bible, right? Because this Bible doesn't represent that anything in that motherfucker is true. I use a Bible for the energy that's attached to it, for all the people that put their energy into the word and understand that all this shit is temporary and it really doesn't matter, man. None of this shit matters, man. It don't matter. If you don't make another dollar in your life, just know that them dollars never mattered to begin with. So why does it matter that you can't make money no more if the shit never mattered in the first place? It only matters because they tricked your mind into thinking the shit actually mattered. It only matters if you want to look good for your community. If you want to pop out with a nice, shiny, brand new car and a nice house with fresh paint and flowers in the garden and a good little garage where you got thousands of dollars in tools. It would be nice, but everybody don't have those same opportunities. And they let themselves be sad and depressed about not having the same shit. But like, bro, fuck all that shit, man. It ain't even real anyways. I know guys that passed away with hella projects going at once. They're not going to get to finish those products. I mean, those projects on the other side. They just ain't. And I know who I am. And I know my role in this damn matrix. And, the best thing that I could do is accept it. That's it. Just accept it, homie. Accept it, and then you won't regret it. You won't give a damn about it. The only thing that I need to be happy about is this: I am not compromised in any way. Hallelujah. Praise God. I am not compromised. I didn't have to sell nothing to get nothing. How do you think they energy harvest? They energy harvest by tricking your mind into believing that you need all this shit. You need to keep up with the Joneses. You need to go and buy all this shit. But in order to buy all this shit, you need all this money. In order to have all this money, you got to do a whole lot of compromising your true self. You have to. That's the way of the Matrix. And if you don't, or if you're like me, you ain't even gonna get a chance to do it anyways. Do I want to get out of America? No, man, I'm cool right where I'm at. I don't need to leave America. They compromising all over the world. I don't need to leave for any reason. I'm good where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I'm good where I'm at. I'm right here in America. And even if I wanted to leave, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. You know, I just got a letter from child support. They're charging me for not having a job. Imagine that. Child support sent me a letter saying you're getting charged interest because they took your job from you. So now my child support is going back up again, right? It's going back up. Each week that I sit here unemployed, I owe the child support court hundreds of dollars just for getting canned, right? So why would I be why would I be sad about any of this shit? This shit is a fucking rigged game, and it's just like, you know, everybody don't have, especially. I ain't even gonna say what I was about to say, but it's the game is rigged, bro. For me, it's rigged. It's heavily fucking manipulated. These people ain't real. These motherfuckers are faker than a $3 bill, and they want you to feel sad that they got shit that you don't got because they want you to think like this shit is man, this shit is compromised, homie. That's all I can tell you. This shit is some bullshit, right? And I'm not attaching myself to nothing, right? Like nothing, nothing. It ain't worth the energy. It ain't worth the time. It ain't worth the headache, the heartache, the depression. Motherfuckers commit suicide, and that's terrible over not having things and stuff. People really let that shit get to them, man. People really get down and out because they don't have stuff. I'm like, bro, you know what these people you see out here who got all this shit? You know what they did to get this shit? Just understand they didn't just work hard and stay busy to get these things. No, that's not how this matrix goes. Like it ain't like that, homie. These people that did a lot of fuck shit, a lot of sacrificing, you know. But who am I? I'm not saying this shit to say that I'm judging anybody for anything they do. I'm just saying me personally, Tyrone ain't attaching himself to nothing going on out here. Not no motherfucking friends, not no jobs, not no money, not no cars, not no houses. I ain't, you see my hair ain't done. Like I'm not out here trying to look cute because it ain't worth the energy. And once you realize that, you will be the most humblest motherfucker in the city, right? Don't attach yourself to none of this bullshit, man. And if you like me, then you understand what I'm saying. If you're not like me and you're compromised, I am sorry to hear that, man. I will pray for those people. Because we out here attaching ourselves to an idea that we need all this shit, and half of these motherfuckers, we don't even have access to it, man. We ain't got, you know why? Because the devil, the Satan himself is the fucking king of these things, right? And Satan won't give you shit unless you're willing to compromise yourself. He'll sit there and call himself trying to make you suffer. And if that's your mindset, then you're gonna suffer. You're gonna feel sad. You're gonna be like, boo hoo, I don't have nothing. It is so unfortunate that I'm broke. I can't find a job. And man, fuck a job, man. You know, jobs are good because you can make your money in the matrix. But once these devils take this shit from you, then what? Then what? They take your girlfriend, They take your kids, they take your freedom, they take your motherfucking mindset, they take your soul from you, bro. That's why the old saying goes, man, what is a man to gain the whole world but lose his motherfucking soul in the process? You're not even happy about the things that you got because you're so heavily manipulated and compromised that you can't even be happy anymore. You don't look at the shit you got with pride. Only a small percentage of people do. They really look around and say, man, I worked hard as fuck for all these things. That is not how this world is set up, bro. I'm sorry. That ain't how this shit go out here. And it's just on the individual to understand that, you know. That's it.